sense of like comfort to them. But I'm basically going to just talk about like music.
That's dope. I like all that.
Yeah.
I was actually just thinking about that kind of a thing last night because I was listening to music while I was studying.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how to make this stand up straight.
Cause like honestly, I don't really have like honestly I'm just gonna come up with some. Cause honestly, I don't have any content at all. So I'm just gonna like come up with stuff off the fly right now. Cause I don't present till like the last day. So that's why I really don't like. I don't even have like a PowerPoint or anything right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Which makes sense. So to start off, I know you kind of went into it already, but I just turned the recording on. So, do you want to? What are your goals and the hopes for like this session, as it says, or for the session, or for your speech?
To just get any like feedback to just help me ultimately present like a bomb ass presentation. That's basically what I hope to get out of it.
Right. And then what's your goal for like the speech? Or your hopes, or like the mindset that you want people to go into.
The mindset, that like everybody has a different outlet that helps them get through life, and for me it's music.
Okay.
So I just want people to know that like there are outlets out there that help you on an everyday basis, but
you're just specifying yours.
Specifying mine.
Yeah.
And not only specifying mine, but like specifying other people's experiences through music and how music has helped them within like their lives. So that's basically kind of like want the audience to kind of get out of it.
So, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then, so are you? Because I know you said you wanted to kind of go into other people and music in their lives and stuff. Yeah. So do you have like other stories that you want to tell?
Yeah, I'm gonna like or have like different like tweets or of like fans of different artists, or even just I might put up like an article of what an artist has done in the community that's helped like different.
Oh, okay. So like not even just listening to music, but like music, like the entire industry of it.
Well, not even that, but just the artist as a person, just going out in the community and like just going out and like
advancing.
Yeah.
Okay. I get what you mean. Have you thought about like? I'm just throwing this out there, but have you thought about like including like the whole like Demi Lovato, like her overdose situation, and like why is his name escaping me right now?
Logic?
No, Mac Miller.
Okay.
Have you thought about like doing those two situations where it was like, because I feel like it, and even like Ariana Grande with like that whole situation, how she kind of reacted to that, you know what I mean? Like I feel like that would also like add more to it, just because it shows like them going through a life crisis situation thing, and then it can like help apply, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? But it's like one of those things where, and even like Ariana Grande, like she made an entire song after Mac Miller like died, and it helped people
kind of cope with it.
Yeah, and it just showed people that she was okay.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I think that's something that, like, I mean, just from what I'm getting at, what your goals, like what you want to, the direction you want to go with this whole thing is like something that I feel like would be something to consider at least,
definitely.
You know.
And what I was gonna use as a good example was like Logic's like suicide.
Oh yeah,
song.
The 1-800 whatever that is.
And I was gonna like bring that factor into it, and how like how that song has like literally changed so many many people's lives.
I like that. I like that.
So that was the one like big song example that I was gonna like focus on, and I was gonna towards the beginning I was gonna like have a video of me at my first concert ever, and like how that's like and that was over this past summer.
You've never? It was that past? Oh wow.
Yeah, I've never been to a concert.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What concert was it?
Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah, sweet.
He's like my favorite.
I've been to one of his, and it was so cool. Yeah. Like, it was so cool.
Mm-hmm. So that was a pretty cool experience. Kind of like how that's like changed my life. Like, and then I was going to talk about like a few lyrics, like a Wiz Khalifa lyric and maybe like a J. Cole lyric, and how like those specific lyrics have like been installed in my head and just like helps me like go through like attack every day by day.
Yeah. And I feel like you can approach it in a way where it's like, you know, music, you know, you see things like artists post things all the time about like or like they do interviews all the time, and they share that like fans will reach out to them and be like, you literally changed my life, like you helped me through an extremely hard time. Or like for example, I was just watching, have you ever heard of Billie Eilish? She's like kind of new, she's very young, like whatever, but she was doing an interview, and her like, she loves Tyler the Creator. Okay. And she was saying he just understands me in a way that nobody else does. And she doesn't even know him, but like his music speaks to her, you know? So like that's the example I would use. And that like, but like it's one of those things that I feel like it gets them through like difficult times, and like, and like this is such a strong topic, I feel like, and like you can really, like, because music impacts people, like it can impact emotions and like
it can
everything.
Impact people in a whole bunch of different ways.
It can like get people crying on an instant. You know what I mean? Like, so like if you take this, like if you take it and run with it, I feel like you can do like, you can impact a lot. You know what I mean? Because you already have like a force behind you that is music. Let alone like now you have your speech to tell your story, and I feel like it's like it's setting you up to like have really good speech.
Because like growing up, like the only music I would listen to was like church music, because my family was really, because my grandma and grandpa like pastors, and my mom was obviously like the daughter of so my family was big on like like church music, so like probably from, you know, when I was born to maybe like 11, I would always constantly just listen to church music, because that was what my family always listened to. But I was never like, I was into it, but I was never like, you know, like
it spoke to you.
Yeah, like I didn't fall in love with it, and I didn't fall in love with music until like maybe like 4th or 5th grade year of elementary school.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. And my friend, his name was Perry. He introduced me to Wiz Khalifa, obviously.
Really?
And it was a song called "This Plane," and from then I was like, So
I feel like it just makes sense.
Yeah, it just makes sense, because like it was like new music I've never heard before, so it's just like I vibe with it like instantly.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Wow. All right. I'm really excited for this, because I feel like this could be really, really good.
Yeah. And
I'm a big advocate for like music can speak to people, like reach people's like depths, and like, so I'm very excited about this. Yeah. So do you have like any rough draft, or do you just want to kind of like run through like some test out lines, or like
probably just, I don't really have a rough draft.
Okay.
Like I said, I haven't really been working on it. I've been busy doing other stuff. But,
right.
I mean, we can definitely, you know.
Do you just want to throw something out there and see what happens?
I mean, I can. Yeah. I just kind of just come up with stuff off the fly.
Right. Which, that's fine. It just, I know we have to have like some type of a rough draft. Yeah. Because I have to go through all of these things. But I say just, if like you just want to throw something out there that we can work with, and then maybe we can get a rough draft formed, then maybe that can, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it doesn't have to be your final draft, but it can at least like put something on paper, and then go from there.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe just you can even tell the story, like the first experience of like the concert. Like you can start off with like going into the concert. You know what I mean? Like, tell the story of the concert, and like the moment that, because I feel like because sorry, I'm like spitting up words right now, but you can go into like what it was like walking in there, and like what you expected and what you didn't expect to see, and like the moment that like truly touched you the most throughout the whole thing, and like how you felt afterwards. Like you can just tell your story of your first concert, and I feel like that can kind of ease into like when you first started like getting impacted, you know what I'm saying, like the experience of your first concert to the experience of the first time you like changed music genres listening wise, to like how that impacted you, and like all the things that have come along, you know what I'm saying, like so that kind of in the beginning, and then kind of like a beginning A.
Okay.
And then
so you think I should start with the concert and then go into like what I was first, like the music I was listening to at first, but I wasn't really in love with, but then go into the music that I did instantly, like fall in love with.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like because in my brain, because you said you were introduced to Wiz after all the church music, and then it helped it kind of go back to, like, it's kind of like a foreshadowing of where you are now, and then like where it all started.
Right.
You know? Yeah. And then because I'm thinking, because did you say you had like a video you wanted to play?
Yeah, I got like a whole bunch of
from the concert. Because you took, I don't blame you.
Yeah, because I was gonna like screen record it and just put it on a slide. Hold on. Yeah, I'll show you. My voice, my singing voice ain't on.
Yeah, it's okay. That's okay. I'm the same way.
Turn it up. I only paid like $100 for that seat, like that. I was only like 10 rows back from that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh crap. See that? I feel like if you use, like, if you start, like, it'd be so cool to, like, start off with, like, a video.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then you take that, so you put that as the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, from there, after that's done, you explain the entire experience, like, what you felt, what you saw, what you heard, your entire experience, whatever, you know, in like detail. And then you go back to like how you got there, like how you started off listening to this church music, and then your friend showed you Wiz, and then it all fell into place. And that's how you got to where you were that day.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I feel like that would like lay out the beginning parts of just to give like your side of the story a little bit. I think that'd be cool. So try just telling me your experiences at this concert first.
Okay. So the day of the concert, I was like really nervous because like I've never been to a concert before, and it's like my favorite artist.
Yeah.
So I was like really nervous. I didn't really know what to wear or how to like react. I was kind of just trying to stay cool about it. And I was listening to the whole day. I was listening to Wiz, just like getting pumped up, getting ready. And I was telling like my friend, man, I'm going to this Wiz concert. He's like, yeah, like we know you like heavy about Wiz. Like I know, bro. Like I'm super excited. And I was like, I didn't know how like far away I was gonna like be from Wiz and stuff like that. So the concert was in Noblesville at Ruoff Mortgage Center. Yeah. So I was driving there, pumping Wiz the whole time, just listening to all the Wiz old bangers, just super excited about the whole experience. And like once I got there, it was like raining like bad. So I was kind of bummed about that. So I was like hoping I didn't get rained on, but I had like a rain jacket. And when I got there, I don't know, like I just had like a whole bunch of emotions for the simple fact that like It was my first concert.
What were the emotions? You want to like go into like those?
Excited, nervous, anxious, stuff like that. Because like I don't like expressing like the type of person I am to people I don't know, and I knew I was gonna have to like get out of my comfort zone to really like experience the concert the way I wanted to. And then before the concert started, I like bought a Wiz shirt that was like $40, but screw it, it's Wiz. like it's Wiz. I had to drop the money.
Love that.
I was gonna get a hoodie too, but the hoodie was like $90. I was like, man, I love you, Wiz, but like I ain't love you that much to be dropping all these bands like that.
Yeah.
But
okay, wait, can I just stop you right there? Okay, so I'm thinking that if you tell us like this, like just tell the story.
Yeah.
Don't even you don't even have to overthink about like it being a speech. Like literally the way you were just talking to me and telling me about it is like I can relate to that and I can feel that.
Yeah, but I feel like just then when I was telling you that, I was like getting emotional.
I know.
And I don't like
and I get like that.
I don't like showing my emotions.
Right.
Because I'm not like
no one
an
likes
emotional
that.
person, but like I don't know. Wiz is like it's like different. Like
yeah, and like and I totally get like, of course for like a group of people that you're not close with whatsoever, and like we're just all in a class together and it's cool and like whatever. But at the same time, like I feel like if you just imagine the room like completely empty, sometimes that might help. And like that's what I try to do. Like I just imagine like I kind of look at the back wall and just like center around that, and then but like the thing is like the whole, I feel like the angle, if you take it as like Wiz is like different to you and like that is something very important to you, that is something that should be shared, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna amp up your speech that much more. And I know it's just a speech, and so it's like it's a little more like vulnerable to you to share that for just a speech for a bunch of people like you're not very close with. But like at the same time, like we're all gonna be super vulnerable at this, you know, and we're gonna share stuff that like we're not necessarily gonna. So like if it helps at all, like at least you're not alone in that. You know what I mean? And like I think it would just make it so much better if you like opened up and like let it in. You don't even have to like open up completely, just like show a little bit, you know, a little like light, a little fire that like that really shows that Wiz is something different to you than he is to other people, you know what I mean? Like that unique difference between other people seeing him and you seeing him. Because this is the first concert you've ever been to. This is your favorite artist. That's gotta be huge. You know what I mean? So, okay, you can keep going now. So you were talking about your feelings, and you were saying you were excited, nervous, anxious.
So then.
You bought a hoodie or a T-shirt, a $40 T-shirt.
And then like I was surrounded by people I didn't know, so I was kind of like nervous about that. Cause like I knew like once he got out there, I was gonna get like super loud and like sing his lyrics, stuff like that. So you know, concert was going on. People like Ray Sherman was performing, which I was pretty excited about that. But then once Wiz came on, like. It was like breathtaking because I never thought I was gonna like see him in person. So like I was just trying to like take it all in, but and just like just be in the moment and be like, wow, like I'm literally under the same roof as like Wiz. Like he is like literally like right in front of me. So I was like starstruck, and I'm not like starstruck that often because I've met like famous people before, and but Wiz definitely like in my top 5 people if I ever had a chance to like hang out with or like chill with.
Like one of those questions where it's like, if you could get dinner with a famous person, who would you get it with?
Wiz would be in my top 5 of people that ever experienced that. And like, he was like performing all his old songs. I was like so into it, like as you can see in that video I showed you. And he performed for about an hour, and I was just going crazy for an hour. And like, I've never usually when I'm with my friends, like I act like stupid or like just goof around and stuff, but like even though there were like people around me I didn't know, I was just like, since he was there and I was more comfortable to express like my emotions, just for the simple fact that like he was there and I didn't care about anybody.
See, okay, pause for just a second, because that is something that I feel like makes your point. You know what I mean? That is one of those things that makes your point, because like, you're trying to tell the story of like music impacts people. Basically, that's what I'm summarizing it in.
Yeah.
I don't. If that does it justice, make sure I know that.
Yeah.
But so like that is that moment right there. Ties back to your whole point of your speech. You know what I mean? Like, you're not somebody who likes to show a lot of emotion to people you don't know.
Yeah.
You were nervous about doing it, like all that stuff. But ultimately, it didn't matter, because he impacts you in a way that like, he lets you be okay with it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's almost like this idea of like tunnel vision.
Right.
And so I feel like if you take that and you express it, you like emphasize it and express it, it makes your point and it shows your vulnerability too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because like basically, he made me comfortable in an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah. And like, it shows that impact that music can have on a person.
Right.
Which I think is really, it would help. It'd help your story out. Okay, so, all right. So what was the moment? Was there like a moment where like you, like, I'm trying to think. Like a song that like, you like sat there and you were just like in awe. You know what I mean? Like, it made you literally like stop and just like appreciate the surrounding area. Or like just like the most crazy, you know what I mean? Like, either like appreciate it or just like literally get so into it that like,
probably that Black and Yellow song.
That one?
Yeah, because that's one of his like
it's like
best songs of all time.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
That's it gets so hyped up. But
cause like I knew he was gonna like play like or perform like an old song, but like out of all the old songs you performed,
but that was
that's like one of his best songs of all time.
It's true. And on top of that, like, it's probably it's the most known easily.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that See You Again.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, but that's not really his song. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So express, like, if you want to share like how that affected you, I would say go for it.
Okay.
Because I think that is gonna like. I'm trying to like, because like everybody has that first concert experience, and yours, for the benefit of this speech, yours is so recent that I think it would help put people back into like that first concert mentality. You know what I mean? And so you have to take every little emotion and feeling and something like that into like account and share that, so that we can remember like what it was like. You know what I mean? And how we were affected by that. Because, like, for example, I was like 12 at my first concert, and I went to see Taylor Swift and Keith Urban. And I was like, cool.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was a big country fan, but it's fine. But I think that's something that, like, is unique to you that you should definitely use. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it would just help put it in perspective. And like have us remember of like those good times, you know. And also it would help people who haven't been to a concert, because I mean, like, you're not necessarily the only person who's not been to a concert yet, but like it would help them even them relate to it, because they understand those feelings and emotions with like anything. So okay, so I think that's good. I think that is that's so good. I'm so excited for this. I literally can't express to you how much I'm excited for this because I love this topic. So after you explain all of that and tell that story, kind of, let's go into, like, do you want to try to go into explaining, like, where your music taste started out and where it transpired, I guess? Like, do you have, like, sorry about that. Do you have, like, a little story about that? You know what I mean? Like, can you think of, like
a story about,
like when you started listening to music, what kind of music, what, like, how you didn't
like
connect
the whole
with
church
it.
thing?
Yeah. Just kind of explain that and, like, go into
I could, but I wasn't trying to, like,
take it that way.
Have too many personal stories about me because I
right.
wanted to talk about the whole, like, Logic thing.
Okay,
and, like, other people's, like, perspective.
Right.
Well, because it's 8 to 10 minutes, I think. So, like, I was trying to do the first chunk about me, and then and then transform it into, like, other people's stories through their music.
Okay.
And artists.
Do you have, like, a story in mind that you could just, like, throw out there?
I mean, like, I know, like, the whole, like, Logic song, suicide prevention. I know, like, it's impacted a lot of people's lives, and I know at the I think, what is it, Grammys, or it was some type of big award show, Logic performed that song, and at the end he was like, this song is about, like, I don't know how, I have to show you, like, it's really, like, it's really good.
Here, I'll come over here. Because I know my laptop's plugged in. Whoa.
Yeah.
That is so good.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Okay. And, like, I think what's so cool about that is that, like, you can take that and you can talk about, like, how music addresses those things. You know what I mean? And, like, I think a good way to go about it would be to take instances where, like, find songs that specify, like that song, for example, and then show, like, the impact that it made on a person. You know what I mean? Because, like you said, you were gonna find, like, tweets and reports and stuff like that. So, like, it'd be so cool if you had, like, this is the song, this is what it did, this is how people reacted to it. It has the chance to help people, like, it has the chance to touch people in a way that, like, that just talking with a person doesn't.
Yeah, or even, like, there's music out there that talks about, like, the same stuff all the time. But there are artists out there who talk about, like, personal things that, like, people go through on an everyday basis, and that impacts people more than just music that talks about, like, drugs or, like, sex or just, like, a lot of the, some of the, not a lot, but, like, at least I know, like, more in the rap industry they do more stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, and I think, like, even in that video he made the point that, like, society doesn't let us talk about it.
Yeah.
But, like, so let's make music about it. You know what I mean? And I think that's like another edge you can take too. Like that's something that you can elaborate on, is like music allows people to like express how they feel and what they think in a creative outlet way. And so like talking about it is stigmatized, where singing about it is a totally different story. You know what I mean? And like you can talk about that too, and I think that'd be a great way to go about it. I'm trying to think of like, is there any other like things you wanted to touch on in this speech?
Maybe even just talk about like how artists even go out in the community and just like I know another one of my favorite artists, his name is Fora. You probably haven't heard of him. Like a couple weeks ago on his Instagram account.
What was his name?
Fora. Yeah.
As he said.
Like a couple weeks ago, he went out to like a gas station and paid for like over 1,000 people's like gas and stuff to fill up their gas tank. And I know one time, like a couple months ago, when his new album came out, he went out into the LA community and kind of just had what did he have? I'm trying to think of the word. A thing where like he just had all his fans there. He would like give away like free albums, like free merch, and stuff like that. And it had to get shut down because the police thought it was thought it was like impacting the community in a negative way. But instead, it was just, him being like the good person that he is. He was just, trying to impact his fan base by, just giving away like free, basically showing the love that like his fans have showed him, reciprocating that back to his fans, and like showing them like how much he like loves and like care about his fans and stuff like that. So you can just talk about like how artists, not even within the music, but just them as a person, helps their fans.
Yeah. I think I really like that. I like that, like, idea. My only problem with it would be is that, like, looking at, like, actions that impact from a musical artist is totally, like, I get where you're coming from, and I totally understand, and that's, like, a great idea.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like it could shift your topic or what you want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it could take a different angle in looking at more of, like, actions rather than, like, impact that the music in general, like, just music, not the artist, but the music does to a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I totally get where you're coming from because, like, that, like, it makes sense. He's the artist. He is part of the music.
Right.
But, like, his music is what I feel like you originally wanted to talk about. You know what I mean? Okay. So I feel like you can definitely, I feel like there's a way to like make that fit, but you'd have to like really reinforce tying it back to your main idea. Like you couldn't just like tell that story and then like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. You couldn't just tell that story and then leave it. Just throw it out there and then, like, not go get it. Yeah. So, like, you'd have to, like, put it out there and then explain why that applies to the topic. Because I feel like that could be one part that is easily, like, kind of lost. Not that it's way out of nowhere, but, like, at the same time, like, if you want to keep everything like centered in on this idea, like I feel like you're gonna have to make sure that you reinforce that like this is how it applies to my topic and the story that I'm trying to tell you. So that's something I think you should definitely like. I think if you use that, it can be super strong. Okay. You know what I mean? Like you just have to make sure. Like I'm trying to think of how you could connect it. Sorry, I'm not, like, a person who can, like, really sit still very often.
Okay.
But, I'm trying to think of how you could connect it back to, like, your topic. Because, like, I like how you talked about the he wanted to give back to the, like, show the love that his fans show him.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that is one thing that you could run with, and that's how it would help you connect back to that.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just trying to think of like an angle in which you could do that. Because if you were like I don't know. You could be like talk about like his fans love his music, that it impacts their lives daily.
Mm-hmm.
And like he knows that, he has been shown that, and from that he wants to show them that same love, same appreciation that they show him every day, and they feel the need to share him because his music touches them in a way that like gives them the feeling that they need to show him appreciation and love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, and he just wants to purely give that back to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you take it in that kind of a direction, I feel like it would help it like kind of full circle it.
Right.
You know?
Right. Because that's what I was kind of thinking, like talking about like, or in the direction of like, these artists see the impact that their music has on their fans so much to the point that like they want to, you know, not only impact them through their music, but just like impact them in life. And so then they want to, you know, show that love by going out in the community and do these things for their fans, just to show that something like that. Just
to show them the same appreciation that their fans show them every day.
Right.
And I think that would really that would full circle it really, really well.
Yeah.
Wow. No, I like that. That'll be good. If you take it in that way, I think it would really help it.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that could probably even be something I can like not end on, but like that would be a segue towards my end.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any idea how you want to end it? Like, is there? Like, I feel like this is where you could have like the real punch to the gut kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, when you hear a good song, you don't just like, I don't know, music has the ability to get people in whatever mood it wants to.
Yeah.
Music is its own being almost. Mm-hmm. Because like, you listen to a sad song, you could easily, like, for example, you put really good music to a really good movie and I am sobbing. Yeah. Like, have you ever seen A Star Is Born?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I literally ugly cry all the way. That was not cute. Like, it was messed up. But anyways, you put really good music, you have the ability to literally, like, influence anyone's emotions. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like that's something that, like, could make this such a good speech. Yeah. Because, like, you have the power of, like, music behind you. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're talking about that, plus, like, you're talking about...
Because I could even, like, start it with, like have people, like, close their eyes and, like... And, like, have, like, some type of, like, soothing, like, music in the background. Just be, like, so, like, close your eyes and, like, just imagine you're at a concert. And just think of your favorite artist and, like, think about the day of the concert. Just different emotions.
No, I like that. Yes.
And stuff like that. I could, like, that could be, like, my intro. And then I could go into, you know, my story.
To your story of